right, Miss Anu, this is one of my favorite questions. I love it, and I get so many good answers and conversations later on it. Influencers come sometimes in a second, right time, right place, right moment, sometimes a lifetime, and in between. As far as I remember, my very first influencer was actually my grandfather. He was from Kyiv. My mom was Kyiv, and they had an accent. And he used to take me for walks in the park when I was 5 in Montreal. And and one day I asked him, I call him Zeta. I said, Zeta, how do you know all these people? He used to talk to everybody. How do you know all these people? And she looked at me and with the accent said, one day I smiled at this man, and then he looked at me and smiled back at me. And he started talking to me, so I talked to him. And then while we were talking, another guy saw us and he came over and smiled at us. And so we talked to him too. And I thought, and I understood it as a 5-year-old could. I think I really did understand it, like how cool a smile can actually do that, just a smile. And then I even understood more as I grew older that can be one way. So with that said, can you share with us, I know there's plenty, can you share with us 2 or 3 people that have been influential in your life?
Yeah, I would say let's start from the beginning. My grandfather also was super influential. Fondest memories, grandma and grandpa, both of them, like oldest memories that I have. I was raised in India, went there when I was a couple months old. First steps, first words, first everything was there, and I don't know what I would have done without them. My first few years, and became the child that I am, the woman that I am today. Just wonder, and also just learning about that part of the world, really just the um, simplicity and what true joy really is like
Right.
when you are raised like children in that part of the world. It's like joy is different than a toy. Joy is like
True.
surprise or just small things, and so appreciation and jokes and poems and all kinds of like things like that you can't buy.
Right.
um so it was that kind of um very strong, kind, loving humans in my life, and I'm very grateful for that. And then I also had parents who really pushed me to a certain degree, very strong influence, hard work ethic, immigrant, first generation, like you must be the best, always at everything and always and everything. And that for many years. And then I was blessed um, with both Arya and her father, my baby dada, and and these two pushed me to love beyond my limits, and and I'm very blessed to have had that experience, becoming a mother. And I don't think any woman can say that a child hasn't transformed her life, and you're a parent as well, so this is like that when that child comes into your world. um Such a tremendous influence, and it's almost like we relearn ourselves, what we can and can't do, how much we can and can't love. I mean, it's boundless. And so I would say everything for me has been within my orbit, and it was almost as if the different influences were planted before even I was destined to be here on earth. And I think of it from that standpoint, is that there is a higher power, a higher being that knows what they're doing, and they're like, oh, that person's coming in for this reason and this person's coming in for that reason, and we just have to trust it at some point that it's all going to work out fine. So yeah, I would say the most influential people have been the ones closest to me, and then everyone else comes beyond that, but it's like the ones that have been thrown my way.
Yeah, I love the fact, because I agree, the kids can definitely influence us in so many ways. But I also like the fact that when you talk about true joy and how what a good feeling that is, true joy.
Yeah.
And it's not the this, that, or whatever gift, whatnot.
Yeah.
It's a great way of putting it. You know what it also tells me, and other people have shared this with me too, that um we have the opportunity, because we're always influencing people as well. And a lot of times we may not even know it, and yet it's our choice. You mentioned kindness before. It's our choice. Do we do it positively within a kind way, or do we act negatively? Because we
Yeah.
are influencing people all the
Yeah.
time. And so it's important to, to remember that to be a good human, as you said.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing all that.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time to plan this out and, just keeping me in your life and keeping me like on your radar. And please do let me know when you come to Florida. And of course, we can share your feed. It's the least I can do. And then I will send you information on what we're building, because the next phase of what we're creating is the big one when we give everyone else access and can communicate with one another.